Meet your new best friend. Faithful, fun, and always by your side. There's a reason Suzuki Swift is New Zealand's favourite small car.
An all-new Audi Q5 era has begun. Experience bold new looks, future-ready technology, exhilarating performance, and complete flexibility. The all-new Audi Q5 range is here.
Welcome to Tarmac Life. We're here for the fun toys, cars, SUVs, utes, flights, hotels, because the journey matters too, and even the odd motorbike when we feel like living dangerously. Epic drives and unforgettable experiences, all served up with plenty of banter and zero boring nonsense.
Kia ora, and thanks for joining us on our season finale. Yes, I can't believe we made it to 20 episodes. Fantastic. And to help celebrate, our friends at Sunday Drive have opened the doors and let us just play here and film here. Fantastic.
And boy, do we have an action-packed episode for you tonight. First, we'll make our case for the nominees for the Car of the Year award. Then we will revisit some of the trips and the reviews that we have been through this year, and we will finish it off by then revisiting what we liked the most about making these 20 episodes.
So much.
But first, we're going to kick things off with a discussion about our favorite cars of the year, particularly the small and medium lifestyle ones. Now, be prepared because things are about to get serious. So I think it's time that we all grab a seat and start the debate. Okay, so let's set some ground rules first as to how we decide on our cars of the year. Now, at Tarmac Life, historically, we've done 6 categories, which is the small, medium, and large lifestyle cars of the year. We have our performance, or most thrilling car of the year. We have our most sustainable. And then out of those 5 categories, we have to choose an overall winner for the Car of the Year award. That's how we've done things. And tonight, what we're going to do is debate on our favorite cars from each of those 5 categories, but not the 6th one, not the overall. That's for later on.
So since you set up the ground rules, why don't you kick things off?
Sounds good to me. As I said before, first up, we'll have the small lifestyle car of the year. Now, as both of you know, I reviewed the new Audi RS3 earlier on in the year, which I really loved. I mean, it was a great car, 5-cylinder turbo, spiritual successor of the Quattro, and the specification as well, Kyalami Green, was just beautiful. But I have to say, I cannot overlook the Honda Civic Hybrid. I mean, it was loaded with equipment, it was efficient, it was well made, comfortable, and the price was reasonable in my opinion as well. So that would be my nomination for the small lifestyle car.
Was that on our episode 1 as well? That was crazy. So we'll just look that up. Actually, since we're being so...
you got the glasses on.
It's going to be serious anyway. So I think we should... Well, I'm going to say up some honourable mentions. So I'm going to pick out the Franks from Suzuki, or Frontier X that you would never get right.
Okay, Franks. Thank you for finally explaining this.
Frontier X. Frontier Cross.
What did I say? Okay, Franks. Frontier Cross. Frontier Cross. Franks. Frontier
Cross.
No, Cross. Why is it the X? It's
a cross.
Me off guard so much.
You can go Frontier Cross.
Frontier Cross. Franks. Frontier
Cross. Very good car, very cool. The Mahindra sort of equivalent, which is a 3XO, very small car. Actually, both from India, obviously. We have the Smart #1 Brabus. I had so much fun with that as a small hatch. Great car. And also the Atto 1, or Seagull as it was when I drove it in China, just letting you know. Very good car. But I have to be straight and go that the Mini Cooper is the epitome of small cars, and I just love the Mini Cooper. They have the new refresh, and that's my nomination.
Okay, happy to know that you are a little bit more connected to reality than this guy here, and that we are also very connected, because my honorable mention is one of the ones that you picked up. The Civic was just really, really good and impressive from that regard. But my pick for this category is the one that I finally learned how to say the name. The Front was just so impressive after that 600-kilometer road trip that we did without you.
Yes.
It was just amazing.
It was a lot quieter than
It was, wasn't it?
What does Franck stand for again?
Frontier Cross.
Hey,
See, now I know.
Honda's hybrid combines the best of petrol and electric in perfect union. The all-new hybrid range. Honda, the power of dreams.
Let's go on to the next category, which is our medium lifestyle cars of the year. And first off, let's just say that this was a busy year for this category. I mean, we had everything under the sun, from wagons, SUVs, sedans, EVs, hybrids, petrol, diesel. Everything you can imagine pretty much was in this category. So take that in mind, that these selections of ours are some seriously good cars. With that said, I'd like to put forward my honorable mentions first. Now, I've got to say hats off to the Peugeot 508 GT. I thought that was a reasonably sized 7-seater vehicle. It was very good looking for that category of car, and it was just underpowered, and that's what kind of took it a couple of notches down in my books. But on the note of 7-seaters, the Skoda Kodiaq RS, now that was a powerful 7-seater vehicle. Fun for the whole family, I think, although probably the driver was the one really enjoying that. Those two were great, but I have to say that my nomination this time has to be the Audi A6 e-tron Avant. It was a real late comer for me, the last car that I reviewed, but it just ticked all the boxes for me. And when you earlier on in the show said that your ideal daily driver needs to be an isolation board, I thought you were absolutely crazy. But with this A6 Avant, I kind of get it. So that's my nomination.
Okay, back with it again. I see. I agree with the Kodiaq side of things. The RS is just a bit pricey for a regular thing. But anyway, he seems to go on the pricey side of things. But honourable mentions from my point of view, the Tucson. Yeah. Great vehicle. Cherry, the Tiggo 7 and Tiggo 8s, very, very good. Subaru Forester. Yeah. Great car. And I've actually got the Civic in this, so I think sizing wise we are in that sort of global bubble we are down here, so some of the sizes do sort of cross. But anyway, my pick is the regular Kodiaq. Just fantastic, ticks all the boxes, and it really is a fantastic vehicle.
I'm sensing a little bit of a trend that is quite weird to realize, which is that the three of us are picking 7-seater SUVs as our picks for this category. I am not taking too big of a detour, but I will take, of course, every opportunity to one-up you guys. I was on the launch for the Volkswagen Tiguan, and it was a very good opportunity to try out both the R-Line and the Elegance, and they are very good cars, pretty much sticking to the same idea of the Skoda, but of course, a little bit in between the normal and the RS. That is going to be my honorable mention, because the actual pick for me is going to be the Mercedes E53.
Ooh.
We had the opportunity to drive that both on road and on track, and it just ticked all boxes. Looks amazing inside and out, so comfortable, all the tech, so refined. My pick.
You guys say my choices are expensive.
And while in the topic of medium cars, Dave got the opportunity to go to Spain to try out what is one of the most talked about cars in this very segment. It is the BMW iX3, and we check that out after the break.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Forester, with next-generation strong hybrid and over 1,000 kilometer range. The all-new Subaru Forester. Get ready to own the road and conquer the wild. Have it all-wheel drive with Subaru.
Today we're in the south of Spain, somewhere between Malaga and Gibraltar, and we're here for this, the new BMW iX3 Neue Class. Now, some of you will remember we were actually at the unveiling of this product in Munich a few months ago, and I couldn't wait to drive it. But certainly when you take a look around this vehicle, it is so advanced that they've skipped a generation to really enhance this vehicle. Everything has gone sort of digital and smooth and just, well, they're calling it monolithic, but I think it's quite simple. I think it's a simple design. So when you look at these grills here, they are digitized now and LED driven, so they light up rather than having the massive grills that they did move towards. Here's something different. Look at this, open up the bonnet here, and for the first time there's a frunk in a BMW. Open it up there, there's your charging cables, and also all of this plastic. There is a lot of plastic, but it's also all comes from the sea or something like that, so it's reclaimed sustainable as well. So I think it's around about 34% of this vehicle, as far as plastics go, is sustainable or reclaimed, so just phenomenal. Now, right now, BMW are only bringing out one powertrain, which is a massive, monstrous four-wheel drive, massive battery, around about 108 kilowatt hour battery, and dual motor. So combined, it's 345 kilowatts of power and 645 newton meters of torque. This thing is a rocket. This has a drag coefficient of around about 0.24, which is phenomenal. That means in turn, from that big massive battery, you get a WLTP of 805 kilometers of range, which is phenomenal. So honestly, when it comes to range anxiety, just actually throw it off that cliff over there. And then when you open up to go inside the boot, plenty of room. Look at that, it's monstrous. But the big thing is, I wanted to take this for a drive. You want to go for a drive with me, so let's go and do that now. There is a lot of power in this vehicle, so 345 kilowatts of power, 645 newton meters of torque, so plenty of power underfoot. And it's all-wheel drive and all electric. Driving modes, you've got eco, you've got sport, you've got comfort, you've got individual, and the same thing goes with braking. So you have a mild, medium and strong, and also an adaptive. I've got it in adaptive because then it's very intuitive when it comes to a sort of slow or a junction. What it does, it eases off and sort of stops you doing this nodding stuff for braking, so it just does its own thing. And the rest of it is you can just drive it like a normal iX3, or you know, it's very easy to understand, very easy to drive. The steering wheel itself looks a little bit complicated, but again, it's set up as a normal BMW. So on the left hand side, you've got your adaptive cruise control and sort of some ADAS stuff, and on the right hand side you've got your music, you've got your connectivity areas, so your phone and things like that. And it is touch sensitive, but it also feels, it's got a sort of clicky feel to it when you're moving up and down. So there is a more, although it's haptic, it's kind of a haptic plus, so it feels really nice. The infotainment screen right in front of you, they've moved it very much closer towards the driver. It's swipe down, swipe up, swipe across, very, very easy to use and very understandable. And then you've got this panoramic vision, and I have to say, I wasn't dubious about it, because I would have thought that BMW have got their act together, but there's something about it. It's very easy to understand. You can adapt it to give you the information you want, but it seems in the right place. It's one of those things where you go, why hasn't this been thought of before? Because
you've got the stuff for your driving information right in front of you, and then you've got your head-up display behind that as well. And then you've got 6 different spots that you can put in what you like. You can put in your navigation, you can put in your elevation, the time, the temperature. All of this stuff can be just put in all the way across and adapted to whatever you want it to be. And then let's talk about the speed. So 0 to 100 in 4.9 seconds, because it's bloody powerful. And that's great for a vehicle this sort of size, and also with this sort of family theme about it. Very well insulated cabin, which is awesome. It's also telling me information like maintain a safe distance, because I'm following another BMW. Steering feel just about right, not too heavy, not too light, feels very nice in the hand. Love it. It's smooth. The acceleration's certainly brutal if you really want to stamp on it, but smooth delivery of power. Visibility all round, good. A-pillars are quite sizable though. Lovely panoramic roof to go with a panoramic screen or panoramic vision. Seat comfort, as I said, it will massage you. It's hugging you from all angles, so I feel like I can go on a very long drive with this vehicle and not be worried about it at all. One of the additional smarts of this Neue Klasse iX3 is on the left hand side for your adaptive cruise and all that sort of stuff. It will deliver the information you need when it's required. So I've just been on the motorway there, one touch, you've got your adaptive cruise control, and it's as simple as that. We're in Assisted Driving Pro, going along the motorway, hands-free, feet-free, doing 120 because that's the speed limit, and it's now just checking around, looking at what's going on. Had it slowed down a bit, it will actually change the lane itself. It'll indicate, tells you to check your mirror, and it will change lanes. This is quite phenomenal. Faults, can I find any faults? I think the seatbelt could be or should be adjustable in height. It does cut into my neck a little bit. I would prefer it to have dropped down a little bit, but again, you can adjust your seat to not worry at all about that. What else can I find? Honestly, I'm struggling to find any fault with this vehicle right now. Not bad for this next generation iX3, or a vehicle that's skipped a generation. That's how advanced it is. 4 super brains working on delivering you this technical information, and it really does throw it all at you so well. Sound system is strong and loud when it needs to be. It's obviously very connected, so I've got Spotify on here, and you've got all your apps. I mean, your app drawer is massive. You drop down on the screen, swipe down for your car status, your journey information, your language, your head-up display, that sort of simple stuff. You've got your panoramic vision display, which again pops up. You can then configure, which is a case of drag and drop into giving you the information you want. Look, for a vehicle that's so advanced, working with my brain that struggles with change and new stuff, I love the fact that it just seems to work and doesn't take a big amount of grey matter to do anything, actually. I'm also told that it learns along with you, which I kind of like that if you own this vehicle. As of, if you get in and always put it into sport mode, which, you know, you're probably going to want to, it will, after I don't know, 8-10 times or something, automatically add that to your driving profile. So it will then assume that you always want to go into sport mode, which, I don't know, who wouldn't? We're going to be testing its handling skills, its braking skills, its slalom skills, and also I think we're going to do an emergency brake and also turn under emergency braking. So this should be really exciting. I'm looking forward to this. First time at this track, and yeah, this is something else.
Get the slalom. If you want to, you can try to enter 65.
'74.
Smoothly dancing through the pylons, very good, but unfortunately Uwe is going to sleep thirsty tonight.
Ah, this car, it just keeps giving.
Okay, first car is ready to go.
62, 78, 84. Oh, so easy, it pulls up so well.
Second car ready to go. So, unfortunately, all good things come to an end. We're entering the pit lane again.
That was awesome. All of it so good. Let's see how this Neue Klasse iX3 deals with some twisty roads, some windy roads. Actually some relatively potholed roads as well, which is interesting. Okay, so some rolling corners. It's got adaptive braking, as I say, or adaptive regen braking, so all I'm concentrating on is just the accelerator and ease off. It's doing its own form of braking, topping up that battery, and I can just concentrate on keeping this car on the right side of the road, which is actually the right side of the road. We're following an X3, and they seem to be heavy on their brakes, whereas I actually don't have to at all. Its turn in is good, solid, actually incredibly good. Pickup is fast. Pickup is very fast. I love it. Relatively sharp right-hander. Wow. It's so beautifully poised and together. I love it. It can make your stomach churn if you need to. It's actually pointing up. So the head-up display, which obviously comes into its own as well, adds an extra dimension of what's going on in front. So it says 150 meters that there's a sharp right, and it's got, and this is without me plugging in where we're going, so it's just reading the road, and informing me of what's coming up and actually adjusting itself accordingly. So I can just enjoy the drive. And I really am enjoying the drive.
So there you have it, the all-new BMW iX3 Neue Klasse. Not only is it a new class of vehicle, but it really is the next step or the next era for the brand. It's a phenomenal EV that goes all the distance that you need it to do and actually just drives so well. And speaking of driving, I just want to do more of it.
So that was some holiday, I have to say. Spain is just beautiful, and those shots as well, especially of the iX3 going along at nighttime, that iconic grille, unmistakable, right? But obviously the iX3 is meant to be like nothing, the 3 Series has ever done before. So tell us, what did it feel like?
It was amazing. Look, going to the launch in Germany, so I'm name dropping here, and hearing all about it, about the fact it's the Neue class, that it is skipping a generation. There was a lot of weight on it doing what it said on the tin, and I have to say, it does it. It is a phenomenal drive. The technology is fantastic. The Panavision or panoramic vision across the dashboard. It feels overwhelming to start off with, and it's just so natural, and the drive itself, it just grips the road so well. We tried our hardest to unsettle it, and it just didn't. It was so good, and it's quick, and the range, 805 kilometers. We did a lot of driving. We still had half a tank left. It was phenomenal, really good. I can't wait to bring it down here and drive it down here, and stay tuned for next year's car of the year, I'll tell you.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I saw somewhere that you took it around the Ascari racetrack as well?
Yes. Yeah, why not? Well, you're there, And we did these crazy exercises of slalom and elk tests. It just, again, performed like nothing else. It brakes up to, I think, 90% without using brakes, so it's just regen braking. It's phenomenal.
Choose what brings you joy. Choose adventure. Choose something extra. Choose to live large, even when driving small. Choose to roar. Choose to lead the charge by going electric, or the best of both worlds with a plug-in hybrid. Choose to connect while disconnecting with the world around you. Life's a joy when you live it on your own terms. What will you choose? The BMW X Range.
All right, but bringing it back to things that are actually here and that we got the opportunity to try out, we now shift gears a little bit to talk about the large lifestyle car of the year. And in my case, again, big 7-seater SUV, such a weird trend for me, but the perfect tool for the job, a big road trip that I had, was the Mercedes GLS 450D. It was in this incredible configuration that we had it with such good taste in the way that it was configured. It harked back a little bit to a very special sort of age for Mercedes-Benz before all the screens took over and all the tech got a little bit overwhelming. Just the materials were so beautiful. It was so relaxing. We went for a longer trip for a half marathon, and on the way back we had 7 people just relaxing, not a peep inside of the car. It was great. Could not have asked for a better tool, and that's my pick. No other mentions.
Mercedes, yeah. I don't know, you guys, I don't know what wage package you go on, but that's crazy. Okay, honourable mentions for me. Ford Everest. Fantastic, so good off-road, and and on road. We have the Tarmac, so with some extra off-road capabilities, fantastic. The Canon Alpha, a bit of a wild one here, crazy boot openings and things like that, but sizable. Ram 1500, speaking of sizable, MGQS was quite a sizable, again, another sizable vehicle. And who can forget the Nissan Patrol? Ooh. Just very, the last of the old V8s, really, so just awesome. But in large, I have to say my pick would be the ID Buzz. Such a standout vehicle on the road, fully electric, and I don't know, as an electric combi that just does the business.
Well, it's interesting you say the Nissan Patrol V8, because that's actually my pick that I'd like to put forward, because historically I didn't really understand these cars, and like anyone else, I'd make character judgments about the people driving them. But I have to say that a big 7-seater V8, it's like the king of the road. There's nothing else, as well, only the bus drivers are about level with you. There's something powerful feeling about that. No curb and no speed hump can unsettle this thing. My special mention, though, has to go out to the Volvo XC90, and the only reason why I didn't put it forward as a nomination was because I didn't actually review it. I did drive it, but not review it. And what they've done with an old platform and bringing it up to scratch and making it feel new again is just incredible, so hats off for that.
And when capability is the name of the game, lo and behold, it's time for this guy to go to the airport once again and head over to Australia to try out the new Ranger Super Duty. That's on after the break.
I hope you're going to share some of your air points with us.
Absolutely. I'll let you into the lounge, maybe.
Go with even more grunt in the GWM Tank 300, now in diesel. Out there is calling.
Kia ora and welcome to Tarmac. Today we're in the Melbourne wilderness to test out this beast. It's the Ford Ranger Super Duty, and it's a ute that takes built Ford tough to a whole new level. Come, let's take a look at this. Now, to the untrained eye, this may look like a Ranger that's on stilts and also comes with plenty of accessories, but it's so much better than that. Basically, to wear this Super Duty badge, it has to be tougher and actually earn this badge, and this product really does. If we start to look around the front, like I said, it's got Super Duty across the bonnet here, just so you know exactly what it is. And also this grille now is a lot more masculine, a lot beefier, and it comes with a whole new Ford badge. This bumper here is attached to the chassis, and I'll get more onto that in a minute. And also just look at the stance of it. It's wide, it's low, it's impressive. It's out to conquer any terrain and also any sort of work format. Now, I want to pay particular attention to the underbody, because that is really where this product has changed so much. It only shares around 6% of its underbody or chassis with the Ranger, and it has been beefed up in every aspect. So it's got a stronger suspension, the control arms are bigger, the whole chassis or undercarriage has been really beefed up to really conquer any terrain that's thrown at it. And in a place like Australia, where you've got the mining and all of this rough bull dust and just terrific terrain, what could be better? Now, in terms of dimensions, its length is the same as a regular Ranger, but it's wider. It's got a wider track, and look at these extended fenders. The wheels themselves are 18s. They've got 8 spokes or 18 nuts across here, and behind them are bigger brakes, again 18 inches. The tyres are 33 inches and ready to go anywhere you want them. As far as ride height, it's sitting at an extra 300 mils or 299 mils, and wading depth is actually 850 mils. These mirrors are bigger as well, so you can see what's behind you, and that really comes into its play when you start looking at the towing, which is actually 4.5 tons. It has a GCM of 8 tons. It has a GVM of 4.5 tons. This is just packed full of numbers. It even has an onboard scale feature as standard. It has a techno bumper where all your sensors and things like that are, and also more of the Super Duty just to reinforce what it is. As far as powertrains go, Ford are using their tried and trusted actually, V6 turbo diesel mated to a 10-speed box. They've retuned it though, so it now has 154 kilowatts of power and 600 newton meters of torque, and it really is a torquey engine. In terms of distance, because I actually don't know what the liters per 100 kilometers are, but it will go around about 1,000 kilometers because it's got a bigger fuel tank, 130 litre fuel tank. If you've been in a recent Ranger or Ranger recently, you'll be very familiar with what's going on here. Big portrait infotainment screen, plenty of durable, comfortable materials, and just ready and raring to go. The big thing I wanted to point out is this Super Duty embossed into the glove box here, but the rest of it is pretty much very familiar. Also, as far as off-roaded capabilities goes, there is no two-wheel drive. It's 4 low, 4 high, and 4 all, so it is ready to conquer any terrain. And I think that's what we should do now. Ford Australia created a grueling off-road fun park to really test the Ranger Super Duty's prowess. It was worth noting that all the driving was done on 80 tyres at regular road tyre pressures. Oh, and we engaged 4 low. First a Big Dipper to test the approach and departure angles, which are 36.3 and 29 degrees respectively. Next up, huge undulations to test the chassis strength and diagonal suspension, followed by a side slope drive. More undulations, the locking front and rear diffs getting a true workout. Steep hill descent, engaging hill descent control mode. To help with the Ranger Super Duty's agility, Ford have added trail turn assist. It's like having a handbrake turn for the rear wheels.
Before we hit the real world, we tried out some towing. Class-leading 4.5 ton towing made easy with Smart Hitch. I became a towing god. The Super Duty proved it was super off-road, but what was it like on-road? Well, again, super. It drives like a regular Ranger, which is basically high praise indeed. Lastly, a drive up Mount Terrible, which is a really bad name because it's a pretty great mountain.
river crossings and rugged on and off-road driving, all done with ease. The Ranger Super Duty certainly lived up to its name. So there you have it, the all-new Ford Ranger Super Duty. It's a beefed-up Ranger for those who work hard and play even harder.
Now, when Dave first got back from this holiday, he honestly wouldn't stop talking about how much he could tow in the Super Duty, and himself included, by the way. So why don't you tell our viewers at home a little bit more about what you hauled in this thing?
All right, first off, not holiday, working hard. In the actually, the flies there were just horrendous. They just didn't give up. Yes, the Super Duty is actually super. Its towing capabilities up to 4.5 tons. We had it loaded up with the 4.5 tons towing. We had a ton on the back of the Ranger and also probably a ton in the two front seats. So it was 8 tons in total, just nudging, and it still pulled it and hauled it along the Australian motorways and back without really. You sort of knew it was there, but it just didn't really break a sweat. It was fantastic. And then we just went off road, like extremely off road. The courses they took us, we went up to Mount Terrible, which is a really bad name for a mountain, but the mountain was actually fine. It wasn't terrible at all. And there was a Mount Terrible hut, and the hut was fine as well. But it was phenomenal, great vehicle, and I think it's going to again light the torches to people that want a really very capable ute that can do virtually everything. It's fantastic.
And for the season finale's Tarmac Torque, we decided that it was only just right that we would change things up a little and look back at our journey to get to 20 episodes of our TV show. Revisiting some of the things that we liked, some of the things that we learned, and I can definitely start and kick us off by talking about what it was, the ordeal of episode number 1. We were still unsure of how this was going to shape up, what we were going to say, how we were going to say it, and then in trying to make the most out of the day, we showed up to the marina following this guy's idea at 4 something in the morning.
It was 5 actually, right?
Only to then start shooting at 7:30 or something like that, and then just discussing so many things.
And it was raining, and we were in and out of the break. We would set up and then bring it back down.
The camera made itself outside and inside of the car so many times that it was just, oh my God. But we learned so much, right? And now to be first of all, indoors and being able to just sit here and shoot episode 20. What a journey, guys.
Absolutely. I'll cut in here. My highlights from the season were basically the bloopers, because we look so professional on camera, right? But then you cut to the bloopers and we are shocking. It's actually abysmal how rubbish you two are and how much professional I am. I'll tell you, 2 rubbish presenters. I apologize if you have to sit through there. And I have hats off to our editing team to have to sit through all of that. We owe them. Then basically drinks and stuff for Happy Christmas, that's for sure. Yeah.
I have to say, I'm actually going to start with a couple of lowlights of mine. So first off, I've spent the last 20 episodes being third wheel to these 2 little lovebirds here. See what I have to deal with? And then on top of that, thanks to one of the episodes where we were in sort of a shed, I now have a dirty Audi Quattro jacket, which I had to drop on the floor during filming.
No, we'll put them on together afterwards. Leave it off.
All right.
Leave it on the floor, like I do.
But don't make it look like you were cuffed.
I just don't want it to touch the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Like a child.
Written off.
Oh, that's it.
I'm just going to burn this now, and that's it. Aside from that, I was also, for much of the winter's filming, was sitting on a freezing cold steel bench with Dave here.
I can't believe you wrote this down. See, yeah, exactly. Like therapy for it. Yeah.
But on that aside, my best bits have been, I mean, just the amazing places, well, you guys have been to, but that we've been hosted in to shoot the show, outside, inside, the collections that people have opened up to us, the people we've met along the way as well. And then let's not forget about the cars. I mean, looking back at this year, we've all had some pretty amazing cars that we've had the pleasure of being behind the wheel of. So honestly, I mean, what a first season, what a way to kick things off.
We definitely want more suggestions for season 2 as well, because we are coming back whether you like it or not. And it'd be nice to see if you can come up with some suggestions of what we should do. Obviously get rid of these 2, but other than that, some challenges, some stuff that we really should be looking at. Love to hear your thoughts and comments. Write them down below, or phone them in, or tell your mum or something, I don't know.
Hold your horses, because we're not done just yet. We still have to complete our Car of the Year discussion. And shortly we'll be talking about our most thrilling and most sustainable, and then a little bit about our overall Cars of the Year. That's coming up after the break.
Discover a new kind of space with the all-new Škoda Kodiaq. Škoda.
Welcome back, and we're going to pick straight up with our discussion of the Car of the Year, specifically the most thrilling Car of the Year. Now, I think all 3 of us can safely say that we've had some pretty amazingly fun cars to drive over the last year, and specifically for this category, the most thrilling, what I wanted from a car was not just speed, but the sensation of it. I wanted something that felt like I was on the edge. It gave me the output of the noises, the turbo flutter if there was one, the sensation of enjoyment. And I think when I think about that, the Lexus LBX Morizo RR, that was the car that ticked those boxes for me. Reading up on it, they told us about these spot wells and all these sort of engineering and mechanical bits that they've done to the car. But when you actually drive it, as we did on a very spirited back road drive, you get this sensation of what that all actually means, the fun of it, and being able to push the car to the edge within legal speed limits, right?
Well, I must say that it is indeed a very good choice. And in the spirit of one-upping one another, this is the perfect category for us to do all of that. Because I'll start, rather than with my pick, with my honorable mentions. One of them has to be the AMG 63S. And I know that is a little bit of a trend with Mercedes here, but having the opportunity to do 15 laps in anger with that car with a driver's structure on my side was just amazing. What a thrill, the perfect definition of a thrill.
Of course, he had to drop that in, right?
Absolutely, of course. You should have seen his face. Oh.
But then bringing it back to reality a little bit, I have to just reiterate what you just said. We were fortunate enough to go back to back from the Corolla GR to the GR Yaris, and then the Lexus LBX as well. And all of them were extremely thrilling drives, but just the fact that Lexus was the one to do that, a car that you would never expect from the brand, while still being so thrilling, so approachable, so amazing to drive, and also a good daily driver, absolutely makes it my pick for the category.
LBX is good. I think you guys are both wrong. I drove it on the track just to one up anyway. Yeah. It's good. It is good. It is thrilling. But the category for thrilling does also incorporate sort of thrilling in technology as well. So it doesn't have to just be thrilling and, nails stuck under the dashboard. And that's why I want to put forward an honourable mention, which is the Rolls-Royce Spectre. I mean, it has everything. I mean everything. It's the Rolls-Royce of thrilling. However, to again bring it back down to a little bit more. So more honourable mentions: RSQ8, GR Yaris, as you said, Nissan Z,
Nissan Leaf, just joking, and the M5 and the Lotus, any of the Lotai that happens to be out there. However, my pick is the AMG GT63. Phenomenal car, just ticks all of the boxes, and I just wish I'd won Lotto to be able to afford it. Moving swiftly on from affordabilities to sustainability, which is obviously our second from last category. And I think honourable mention would have to be Volvo in that category because, you know, it's hard to get a more sustainable vehicle or brand than Volvo. However, we didn't get to drive any of them. So something to note on Volvo. So my pick would obviously be the BMW X3 because BMW are such a sustainable business, and it really does incorporate everything from the way they manufacture to the parts to end of life. So it really is a full cycle. Yes, the X3 was a diesel, so we'll gloss over that a bit, but that will be my pick, the X3.
And the same way that the thrilling category can be expanded a little bit, the sustainability aspect can be expanded also by a certain degree to think about tailpipe emissions. And you just mentioned diesel, right? If we are in the effort to reduce the tailpipe emissions from diesel, I don't think there is a car or vehicle better equipped to do that here in New Zealand than the BYD Shark 6. It is such a compelling PHEV ute that I can guarantee that a big percentage of those that are driving Hiluxes and Rangers just to the building site and back would be more than okay just switching completely EV and not polluting with diesel anymore.
Yeah, just make sure your battery's topped up, right?
True.
Interesting discussion, both of you. And actually what I'm going to do is combine both of those aspects. So not just something from the BMW group, but also an EV in particular. And I think I've got to highlight, well, the Mini Countryman SE, but also Mini in general for their efforts in sustainability. They're using a lot of recycled metals, plastics. They're using a lot of fabrics in their interiors. Yes, the vegan leather, a little bit questionable, but aside from that, I think what they're doing is really taking huge strides forward to lighten their carbon footprint when it comes to vehicle manufacturing across the fleet. So I think they would be my pick when it comes to the most sustainable, certainly manufacturer we've reviewed over the last year. But yes, I too was disappointed to not review a Volvo because their efforts in this space have been really second to none.
Which then brings us on to drumroll. I don't know if we can do that, yeah. Which is the car of the year. And again, this year, something special. Do you want to tell the viewers about it?
We could honestly argue all night and probably forever about what our car of the year would be, and well, that's actually what we're going to do after the cameras are packed away. But well, we're thinking of something a little bit different. You've heard all 5 of our nominations for each of the categories, and what we want you to do is head over to our website or our Facebook page and cast your vote as to what you think the car of the year should be based on those nominations we've put forward.
So for those of you who need reminding about where to cast your vote, here are the details now. And don't forget, votes need to be cast by 19th to the 12th because that's when we'll be announcing the winner.
So you've just seen the message on screen. Make sure to keep an eye on our website for when the Cars of the Year nominations go live, and you can have your chance to vote as to what your favorite car of the year was.
Well, that, I believe, fellas, is a wrap. Congratulations. I want to thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate your support, and see you next year.
It starts like any drive. Familiar road, familiar view. In a land that defies ordinary, so does the drive.